Hi, welcome. Big shout out to all intrepid viewers and any trendsetters from anywhere around the world who happen to have landed on this channel, Tarot Down Under. Not the most orthodox of channels in many ways, and certainly not one for Trump aficionados, So look, sorry if it's glary or anything wrong with the video. I've heard the Zoom's a bit fuzzy but has good sound. The difference is I can upload quickly. So let's just roll with Zoom for a while. Now, meanwhile, I thought I have to catch up on Barr because there's this weird investigation. So he's basically taken over the DOJ and is using it for his own nefarious purposes. But I found out in the English press, we didn't hear about it in Australia, but Australia, our government has been approached, as has the UK government, to help these guys investigate the US intelligence services for this rubbish investigation. So we've been dragged into it too. And we've got the Pentecostal nutcase at the helm here, so he probably said it was all right. I don't know. That might be why we haven't heard about it, and I had to read about it through the London print. It's a scandal, viewers, nothing short of a scandal. So here we go on Barr and looking at this thing. Meanwhile, of course, let me check my notes. You're up to your 5th DHS secretary, Department of Homeland Security, going through them like smelly socks. Trump says he's got a good relationship with Mulvaney. We know that's the kiss of death. He may as well have said Mulvaney's going in the next few weeks, but we'll see. What else have they been up to? Various things. General Mathis, I love this quote. He said he'd rather drink acid than watch Trump's military parade. Now, I don't know if it was an old quote when Trump was talking about it or whether Trump still is so tone deaf that he thinks a military parade would be a good idea. There's also the Roger Stone trial. I might have a look at that today too, while I've got the Russian cards out and we're looking at these ghastly people. So yes, lots going on. I have to tell you, viewers, now we're in November. Australia has the Melbourne Cup horse race. Right now, most countries have a big horse race, and regardless of whether you follow racing or don't like it as a sport, you can't avoid it really, So we have the Melbourne Cup. The thing that's different about the Melbourne Cup is that it's like a de facto national holiday. People either take the day off work or go in the morning and then get drunk in the afternoon. So the whole country, by and large, gets drunk on a Tuesday. So other countries would have these on a Saturday. We have it on a Tuesday. So next Tuesday, Australia is going to be awash in beer and champagne for the Melbourne Cup. Now, on to other things. Here we go. I'll do a little mini on Bill Barr himself and then what he's doing. What is he doing with this investigation? So, Bill Barr. Bill Barr. Look, I think he's worse than Trump. I really do. Bill Barr. Let me bring you down. Oh, I hope I don't bring you down. I just meant figuratively speaking. Oh, dearie, dearie. I'm laying these in a different sequence than I usually do with a 5-carder. And I'll just see. Here we have in the middle the Ace of Cups. We're not only aces the quintessential energy of something, but it's cups energy, which is around emotions and creativity. If nothing else, this is a very creative process. look at all the scrolls in the pot. So trying to bring all these things in, I think this is already speaking to his investigation, actually, rather than just him. Behind him, yes, we know he's a mercenary, and he's much more mercenary than we would have dreamt. I thought he would be just a power-hungry sort of guy. But the problem is, with these guys, it's always about the money, the crude lucre. Now, he can expect the leaks. His investigation, dearest viewers, first digression, his investigation is not going to be a tight ship like Muller's. There's a naval reference here. They're all speaking to the reporter. This is leaks followed by leaks followed by leaks, and a few more leaks. So, in other words, because he's using this huge department, they're already torn, their loyalty is torn. There's lots of very committed patriotic people working in the Department of Justice. There's a lot of people who probably under other circumstances weren't so hand on their heart. They just wanted a good, solid, professional pathway in the Department of Justice. But they're all freaked out to their back teeth, and they are going to leak in a good way. Now, what is over him? In the traditional layout, this would have been in the centre, but I don't think it matters. It's the card where you have to watch who you trust. And given the leaks and given the nature of the work, this is not looking good for Bill Barr. Enemies. I'm hearing he's made a lot of enemies. He's going to, at some point, have to make a run for it. He's going to have to almost run for cover. Oh, that's interesting. So let's do some more on the actual investigation. So I'm going to double up here with the Russian cards, and if I need them, I've got the Rider-Waite for clarifiers. So Bill Barr, I think he's more focused now on this investigation than he was. I think my impression is he floated it as an idea, as a major distraction, and Trump ran with it. And then he was forced to do it. That's what I think happened. I don't think he seriously thought he would be conducting an investigation into the beginnings of the whole Mueller thing and stuff. I think someone else may have suggested it to him, and Bill Barr is, you know, up to his testicles in no good with this and no longer had a choice. But now I think he's sort of embracing it. It's like he's manically going about this investigation. So let's see if there's anything in that idea. Bill Barr's investigation and the use of the DOJ. The abuse of the DOJ. Dreadful. Let's do it this way. Ha! All right, I'll have to do some clarifiers on this because it stops in a tantalizing place. Now, bang in the middle, this, who is this? Is this Barr or is it someone else? I mean, it so doesn't look like Barr, it's hard to lay his psychology and his sort of profile with this figure, but I think this figure's actually got it bang on. I think by day he works his butt off for this investigation to sort of push ahead, and he's prepared to use every illegal tactic in the book, as is illustrated here. But by night he's kind of haunted. He wants a rest, but it's not coming up because he chose to get in bed with the Yeti. He's totally exhausted. See the skeleton here? He's totally exhausted. Then, with this Six of Swords, underneath this issue, this is why it's not a mystery and it's not a revelation. The route to this investigation, why did he start it? To try and get to a better place, to try and get Trump to a better place, right? But it has led to all sorts of behind the scenes backroom deals that he will have to live with. I just heard surveillance. Oh, that's interesting. I'll say it for the sake of putting it on the record. Why not? I think eventually, not in the next 6 weeks or even 2 months or so, but eventually they've overstepped with this. And these guys are meeting with him and going, okay, yeah, we can do that. But they're going to do him in. I think they're going to do Barr in eventually. Legal stuff takes a long time. Long after Trump's gone, bearing in mind, he's not going to be there much longer. How many times have I said, I think early next year, it'll be looking really bad for Trump, and there'll come a point, there'll be one incident, one case, one drama too many, and he's going to pick up his skittles and try and walk. Saying all the time, you know, I've been hounded from office, the best president ever, I've been hounded from office, but it's not going to fly. They'll do a deal and he'll get off what will seem relatively likely, viewers, but trust me, it won't. Trust me, it won't. And he can move to Florida, as he's just announced, and I'm sure the SDNY will be recalling him for various offences. Anyway, that's in the future. Back to Bill Barr. I think Bill Barr's, remember from that first reading a minute ago, he doesn't know who to trust. And he's forced by the speed of this radical, it is a very radical thing to do, to undermine your government, to lie to the people, and to set up a major inquiry into your own intelligence services. This is not a small thing, Bill. This is a big thing. And a few people will notice. And you know what? Yeah. So, then, short term, King of Pentacles, the greedy king. This is, I think, Trump. Bill Barr is jeopardizing the entire nation, right? He's jeopardizing the history of the Republic, the future of the Republic of the United States of America. And Trump's going, has anyone got the mayonnaise? Where's my ketchup? He's just oblivious. He's doing all this for an oblivious idiot. And I think that tends to make you a bit of an idiot, Bill Barr, a bigger one than idiot one. And by the way, we'll be hearing soon about how individual one is faring in all these court cases. And very soon we have the joy and the bliss of the Roger Stone trial. So let me put these cards back. I'm going to stay with the Russian deck and have a look at Roger Stone. See, these guys just think they're made of Teflon, and they appear to have led these Teflon lives, but as we know, they're starting to drop off one by one. Now, Roger Stone, what's going to happen with Roger Stone? Meanwhile, Trump's personal legal bills are going to be going through the roof. As long as he's president, I'm sure someone foots the bill or something, but eventually these things are going to be set aside for when he's no longer president. Here's the bill. And they're always out of money, and so it might be that Ivanka has to do a car boot sale or something for, you know, her own and her father's legal bills. Who knows what's down the track. In the meantime, here we are looking at Roger the Shyster Stone. Let's go. Roger Stone. What can we know about Roger Stone? Roger Stone. Let us see here. It's all that shuffling. There we go. The Ace of Cups. That's the paper trail to his idiotic behaviour. Bang in the centre. I'm going to do a conventional 5-carder for him. Oh, El Diablo. I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced in Russian, but you get the drift. Okay. So he's in the centre of all this stuff that was going on, you know, and now they're all grouped together in a pot called a courthouse, called a court case, called a trial. All these things will be brought together. Behind this, the deals that were struck behind closed doors. You remember there were all these deals with the National Enquirer and all these sleazy tabloids and the catch and kill policies and that sort of stuff. This was bread and butter to Roger Stone, and it's that sort of thing. He had the key in the lock, right? And he was able to get behind closed doors. And now the doors are being slammed in his little smug face. Underneath it, good investigative journalism. Thank you. Thank you. No barking, Gulina. No, mi amorcita. Okay, so good investigative journalism is catching up with Roger Stone big time, which is why these various things have been revealed, as well as representing legal papers. They've done their homework. Journalism in America, despite being under assault, is having a resurgence or a renaissance of quality investigative journalism. So I think that's what that is implying. Over the top, doesn't need a lot of explanation. There's a sort of, this is where he's going with this, and it's not good for Roger. Pourquoi? I don't think he was in league with the devil. I think he was the devil in his own playground, if you know what I mean. He was badder than badass in his day, right? I think he actually deserves his own devil card. So let's just have a quick look at the Rider-Waite's outcome for Roger Stone. Outcome for Roger Stone. So the trial is going to be tremendously revealing, massively revealing. Trump, by the end of the trial, will not remember ever having met him. Okay, so outcome, Roger Stone. Roger Stone. Outcome for his trial in November. Lots happening in November. Ooh, a legal decision. Oh, it's jail, I think, for Roger. A legal decision has to be made about his mercenary practices. And final outcome, there he is. It's a pity they're closing Rikers, isn't it, really? Where are they going to put these guys? Or do they go to somewhere different? I don't know how the American system works. It seems like there's a VIP jail system or something. I don't know. Okay. Now, beloved viewers, the T-shirts are taking a bit longer than expected and blah, blah. You can still see the first one, and the others will just come online when they come online. And a big thank you for Diane for sending me the 2 shirts that she did. So big ups to Diane. A couple of people wanted to know what was the hand signal that goes with That's Gold. It goes on the palm of the hand. So when something happens that's fantastic, that's gold. But it's got to have the bottom hand as well. It's an Aussie thing. All right. So that's it for now. I'll try and get one in before the Melbourne Cup next Tuesday and get back to you. Okay, because I've still got another week here. So I hope this wasn't too distracting with the light. Just think of it as an angel halo. Okay, guys. I love you so much. Okay.